What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is James with JFB Mini Trucks, working on trucks. In case you didn't know, if you're new to the channel, I film mini truck stuff, meets, car shows. We're going to one in a couple days, so I'll get some footage of that. But right now we are working on the wife's truck. Appreciate everybody for watching. If you like the video content, please like, subscribe, share, post it, whatever you want to do. Or you can just leave some comments down below and let us know how we're doing. Let's get into it. Alright, so what we got going on is we put some cross members in front and back of this support right here. So we decided not to put the tank back in the stock location. I'm gonna put it back here. That's why we're putting the braces right here, so we can cut this out later. I may reinforce the whole end right here, box it all in real nice. I got a pretty good piece of metal over there that I was gonna use on my truck, but I still have this support in mind because I just wanted to drive my truck. So I didn't get to that. That's why the tank is in the back of the truck. But we're about to pull the rear end completely out. I pulled measurements from the drive. I marked it on the drive line to the cab, and I measured it on the cab, both sides. Marked it, wrote it down, and when I go to pull out the drive line, I'm gonna stamp the rear end where I marked it so I can pull the measurement again. I also pulled a measurement from the cross member to the front of the pumpkin, and basically we just disconnected this line, the brake line. Obviously all the leaf springs are out. We cut the hangers off. We're gonna get these shock mounts out of the way on both sides, clean up the frame before we start actually doing the work on the rear end, because what I'm gonna try to do is we're going to do the 4-link forward triangulated. So I'm gonna try to get the bars on the outside if I can. If not, oh well, we'll just do them on the inside. But we're gonna do the two top on the rear end and go out to about, we're probably gonna go out with the bars over here. They're gonna end up somewhere right here. So the length from the rear end and the top point, they're all gonna be, they'll come in pretty much in the same area. So the top will come over here, the bottom will come up, and they'll pretty much be in the same vicinity location wise on the frame in the front. So enough of me talking, let's get to work. So we got the rear end out from underneath the frame. We just pulled the jack stands out. It was pretty sketchy. Don't try this at home. So I only lifted it from one side of the truck to get both jack stands out because I couldn't lift both sides at once. I don't have a second jack. So anyways, we just did it real quick, pulled it out. Now we're just cleaning out from around it or underneath it. And the one thing that I did want to show you guys is, like, make sure you tie that off, because it's just gonna, over time, the pressure that's in it, it's just gonna bleed off. So just leave a pan under there for now. It is gonna make a mess. If you're trying to keep your shop real clean, this might not be the build for you. So it's gonna get dirty. It's part of working on a truck. So your hands are gonna get dirty. So I mean, that's what it's all about. You gotta get your hands dirty. If you want to build something, this is what you do. You just build it. So anyways, again, we put some supports going across. It was 37.5 inches on the inside of the frame on both of these. So all I did was just measure that, cut it, slap it in, tack it, good to go. So what we're gonna do now is just clean up the frame, take off stuff we don't need, and we'll probably paint it too. So we got the rear end taken out. We're cleaning up all the frame. Got some cross members in to brace it. I'm probably gonna put another one in right here while we work on the rear end. So Amanda's going to be cleaning up the rear end, getting it maybe painted, and then some other odds and ends stuff. Took the shock mount off. We still got to do the other side. I took off some exhaust brackets, and now we're just pretty much just cleaning up the frame, and we're probably gonna paint it maybe black. I don't know, who knows. We're just working on it every day. Alright guys, so what we did last night was I took the brace out that was right here. I'm using a 2x3 1/8 inch wall tube. This thing is solid compared to the rest of the frame. I mean, if you kick this and then you kick the frame, you know this is really solid. So pretty much we put a really nice support in here, and before I cut this out, I'm gonna put another brace across the front just because I mean, with this right here, it ain't going nowhere. But we're gonna cut this out, make room for the gas tank back here. I'm gonna build a platform where this yellow bar is right now for the air tank, and then my compressors will sit on the side, both sides, and then we'll probably in the future we'll put a battery right behind the cab right here. But for the most part, this is what we got going on. I know a lot of people are getting tired of seeing the rear end of this truck, but this is the process. If you're building the truck on your own, all I can say is don't half-ass it. Don't half-ass it. Basically, I mean, like when you're building a truck, don't cut corners. Take your time. The most important thing is safety. So if you have kids and you're riding with kids in the car and stuff, like, you want this to be very roadworthy, and you don't want to have any issues going down the road. So I'm gonna probably put some gussets behind this right here. So after we cut all this out, I'm gonna put some gussets, because there is a hole right there where the frame was, but I'm gonna put some gussets right here just for some extra support. Can't go wrong with gussets, guys. I'm gonna clean up these link bars. I just ordered all the airline fittings for the tank, and we will start getting stuff going on that. Next step is to clean up the rear end and get it back underneath here. That way we can start tacking in our 4-link. I need to make some tabs. I also want to make a cross member to go over here. Stay tuned. Alright guys, so we have the rear end. Sorry I didn't record it. It's hard to record and work at the same time. So we got the rear end all cleaned up. I think I showed you guys this. I put some custom little gussets in there. So we got the rear end all squared up. Here. It's even, both sides. I pulled the measurement off of the cab and to the back of the frame on both sides, and it was the same, so I used that as a reference to square up my rear end, and we got it all nice and square. And what I did was I took some U-bolts and tacked the rear end right into place, right where I want it. Ride height, set my pinion angle. I set my pinion angle at 0 at ride height. I don't know if that's like everyone's go-to or not, but that's how I did my truck, and that's how I'm doing this one. I haven't had an issue. Zero, like again, I zeroed my pinion angle at 0 at ride height. So we're sitting about 3 inches and a quarter, 3 and a quarter inches off the ground. Here's my custom driveline holder. 3 and a quarter inches off the ground. That's going to be the ride height. It was way higher than that before. It was probably about 5.5. So we dropped it down quite a bit for ride height. Now what we're doing right now is making some gussets for our bars. Sometimes it's good to be bagging 2 trucks at the same time, as my buddy had he had bought a link kit, and I just took his gussets and traced them, and now I'll make my own gussets. So that was nice. Just the uppers. I can only use the upper that are going up here. I have to make my own lowers and front for everything. We're probably going to make a cross member that comes across the front of the driveline for the top bars. I haven't decided yet. But while we're on the subject, I'm looking for my flashlight. We got Garen's truck already C-notched. Rear end's over there getting cleaned. It's a little dark out here. That's why I'm looking for my light. Excuse the mess. Found it. Alright, so Garen's truck is C-notched already. Frame's getting all cleaned up. We left that cross member in for now. We cleaned up the rear end. We cut the bottom leaf mount. And now it's time to do the same thing with this truck where we have that truck. So the wife's running these 18s on her truck. My truck has 18s on it. So we just use my wheels for mock-up because we don't have tires for those. So, I mean, as long as we run around the same profile tire, I don't see an issue. And this is what we got going on. So stay tuned for the next video as we install the 4-link and go from there. I appreciate everybody watching. If you haven't already, like the channel, hit the thumbs up down over there. Let's get some more subscribers, and we'll start doing some giveaways. I got a few goodies in store. JFB Mini Trucks, this is James signing up.